Hey, g'day, and welcome to Drive Time. Today is the subject of, do you have a business or are you just working for yourself? I remember back when I first started in business thinking, working for myself, that's the goal, being my own boss and, doing all of that sort of stuff about making sure that, no one could boss me around, all that. Well, later on, I came to realize that the goal was actually to build a business that worked, not so that I worked. I had to build a business that worked without me. If I go back to my definition of a business, a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you, if you have to work, you don't have a business. You just got a job and you work for yourself. And as I used to think, I worked out that, hang on, am I the dumbest person in the room? I'm working for myself, but I'm working much harder than anybody else, and I seem to be paying them more than I'm paying myself, and that really didn't work. And hey Alan, good to see you. Those of you who are new to Drive Time, type on in where you're at. I like to see how many cities we get to. This is just a drive, you and me chatting. But when we look at how to actually build a business that works without you, if we look at the steps to do that, I think, what was it? Was it my third book, The Business Coach? No, my fourth book was called The Business Coach. And that really goes through the systematic methodology that we follow to help people learn how to build a business that works so they don't have to. And if you really think about the fundamental core behind it, most people go into business to really buy themselves a job, and they don't actually think about, how do I build this so that it works so that I don't have to? How do I build this so that it is a great machine? And I build a business that makes money rather than me making money, and if you look back to the very basics of understanding money and wealth and all that sort of stuff, hey, it's good to see we're in the UK, in Singapore, Vietnam already, fantastic. Wherever you're at, type it in. I like to see where we reach. So if we look back to the fundamentals of money, you got to make money, and then you got to make your money make money. So you work for money, and then gradually as you make more money, you use that money to work for you. Well, the same is true for business. In the beginning, you got to build the business. In the beginning, you got to do the work. You got to do the energy, do the effort, put in the time, energy, and effort to make the business into something that then works for you. I think Gerber coined the phrase of work on the business, not in the business. And too often I find people who are just stuck in the whole process of doing the same thing year after year. It's like a photocopied life. They basically, their business runs them. They don't run the business. And that, my friends, is not really what I teach. It's not what our philosophy is. Action Coach, Brad Sugar's, what we teach is how to actually build a business that works so you don't have to. And so that philosophy of how to do that is actually not that complex. You've got to build the basic fundamentals, and you got to build the marketing, then you got to build the systemization, and then you got to build the people, and then you replicate. And it's not a complex system. Yeah, you got to read the books and understand it. The Business Coach is probably a good one to understand this subject, or Billionaire in Training. But getting your philosophy right, getting the philosophy of, I'm building something that will work for me. I'm building something that will be an asset base. I'm building something that will work without me, ultimately. That's the goal. And what I always say is set that date. What is the date by which you want this business to run without you? By what date will you have your business running without you? And that's a step-by-step thing. So keep learning, keep growing, keep becoming a better business person, and therefore you'll keep building a better business. It's not that complex. The more you learn, the better the business gets, because as you learn more, the business gets to do better. It really is that simple. So if you're not reading, start reading, gang, because the more you read, the more you learn. Or jump on my 30X. If you're not on 30X, jump on that, start studying. 30 minutes a day for 30 days. It will revolutionize the way you think about business and revolutionize your opportunities. Make sure when you do 30X, by the way, you do it with your team. Like if you're a husband and wife team, or if you got staff, make sure you study it together so that you all can get the end result and the learnings from this thing. Anyway, build a business that works so you don't have to. That's the philosophy. That's the goal. I'm headed into the office to go and start filming some more things today, and do some learning of my own. Learning from Jeffrey Gitomer and Marshall Goldsmith, Mari Smith, Wayne Turmel, Who else I got? Scott McCain today. Lots of great teachers today that I'll be getting to listen to. Anyway, take care. Bye for now. What's your biggest BFO, your biggest lesson? Blinding flash of the obvious. Type in your biggest blinding flash of the obvious now so it starts to become a reality for you. Take care. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye for now.